Daily Heavenly Manna, July 16th. Be ye filled with the Spirit. Ephesians 5 verse 18. The measure of our filling will correspond with the measure of our emptying of the spirit of self-will and filling with the spirit of faith and obedience. And although the obedience cannot do otherwise than manifest itself in the daily life, nevertheless it is the obedience of the intention, of the will, of the heart, that the Lord regards in His consecrated people. Hence some whose hearts are thoroughly loyal to the Lord may be pleasing to Him, while not the most pleasing to some of those with whom they come in contact, while others, highly esteemed among men because of outward moralities, may be an abomination in the sight of God, because of coldness or dishonesty of heart. Nevertheless, he that hath the new hope in Him, and the new Spirit, will seek to purify himself, not only in his thoughts, but also in his words and deeds and all his affairs, inward and outward. Reprint 2456.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into something really interesting from Daily Heavenly Manna, specifically the entry for July 16th. It draws on Ephesians 5.18, the line, be ye filled with the Spirit.
Yeah, a powerful verse.
Absolutely. And our goal here is to kind of unpack what being filled really means according to this source. It seems to focus much more on our inner state, our disposition, rather than just, how things look on the outside.
Exactly. And it's fascinating because it sort of subtly challenges our usual ideas about piety, maybe even morality itself.
How so?
Well, it points towards something deeper, like our real intentions, what's truly going on inside, rather than just checking boxes of behavior.
That leads right into this core idea the source presents, which is pretty radical. It says, the measure of our filling will correspond with the measure of our emptying of the spirit of self-will.
And filling with the spirit of faith and obedience, yeah.
So this link between filling and emptying, what does that emptying part really mean? Like, what are we emptying?
Good question. I think the text suggests it's fundamentally about letting go of our own, self-will, that drive to do things our way based on our judgment.
Okay.
Instead, it's about cultivating faith and obedience. It's presented as this deep internal shift and alignment process, not just adding a layer of something new on top.
So it's less about adding spiritual stuff and more about subtracting our own ego, maybe.
That's a good way to put it, emptying out the self-direction to make space for something else.
And what really stands out for me is where the focus lies. The text says the Lord primarily looks at the obedience of the intention, of the will, of the heart.
The heart.
Right, not just the action, but the why behind it. The true motive.
The core motivation.
And it draws this really sharp contrast. It says, some whose hearts are thoroughly loyal may be pleasing to Him, even if they aren't necessarily pleasing to everyone around them.
Which is quite a thought, isn't it?
It really is. Imagine that you might rub some people the wrong way, but if your heart's intent is genuinely aligned, that's what registers.
Yeah, it flips the script on, seeking external validation.
Totally. In a world that's so often about appearances and, external metrics, living by that principle seems incredibly challenging.
Oh, absolutely. And the text doubles down on this. It gives the flip side. Others, highly esteemed among men because of outward moralities.
One who look really good on the surface.
Exactly. Those people, it says, may be an abomination in the sight of God because of coldness or dishonesty of heart.
Wow, abomination. That's strong language.
It is. It really forces you to question superficial judgments. Actions that look good can be empty, even offensive, if the heart isn't right, if it's cold or dishonest.
So outward appearances can be completely misleading. The internal reality is paramount.
That seems to be the core message here, yes. It's a call to look beyond the surface, both in ourselves and in others.
Okay, so the heart, the intention, that's central. But then the text doesn't just leave it there, does it? It brings it back to the whole person.
Right.
It says someone with the new hope in Him and the new Spirit will seek to purify himself. And here's the key part. Not only in his thoughts, but also in his words and deeds and all his affairs, inward and outward.
Exactly. It connects the internal to the external. It's not saying only the heart matters and the rest is irrelevant.
So how does that work? If the focus is the heart, how does it lead to outward purity?
Well, the idea seems to be that if that internal transformation is genuine, if the heart is truly loyal, truly aligned with faith and obedience, then that inner reality will naturally, inevitably express itself outwardly.
Like a cause and effect.
Kind of, like the purified heart becomes the source, the wellspring, and that purity then flows out into your thoughts, your words, your actions, everything you do. It creates a sort of holistic consistency.
So the inner change drives the outer change. It's not about faking the outward stuff to look good, but about the outward becoming a genuine reflection of the inward reality.
Precisely. It's about achieving a purity that is complete inward and outward, originating from that core intention of the heart.
Okay, that brings it all together nicely. We started with this idea of being filled, meaning emptying self-will, focusing everything on the heart's true intention, and seeing how that deep internal loyalty is what God truly regards, even over outward appearances that might impress people.
Right, even if those appearances don't align perfectly with human expectations sometimes.
And finally, understanding that this genuine heart-level transformation naturally overflows into purifying every aspect of life, thoughts, words, actions. It's all interconnected.
It really paints a picture of authentic, integrated spiritual life, doesn't it?
It does. It definitely makes you think.
And maybe that leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. How might this perspective, this focus on unseen intentions, challenge how you judge situations or people or even yourself day to day?
Yeah.
When we consider that the heart's loyalty might matter more than the outward perfection we often chase or admire, what does that mean for us? It's worth reflecting on what genuine purification, inward and outward, looks like in your own life.